Welcome back. Pilot error was likely the cause of Sunday night's Russian air crash that killed all 50 people aboard. Aviation authorities reached the conclusion after studying the data retrieved from one of the plane's flight recorders. Alan Booknia reports.
Investigators continue to sift through the wreckage of the Boeing 737-500, looking for the voice recording tape of the other onboard flight recorder. The plane was flying in from Moscow when it crashed while landing in Kazan. After decoding the data on the flight recorder recovered, Russian aviation officials said the crash occurred as the pilots were attempting a second landing. The aircraft lost speed in a steep climb, then the pilots overcompensated and sent the plane into a near vertical dive. The plane struck the ground at about 450 kilometers per hour. The official said the plane's engines and other systems were working fine at the time of the crash. The plane was operated by Tatarstan Airlines. The company said the flight crew aboard each had more than 1,900 hours of flight experience. The captain had more than 2,500 flight hours, with 1,000 hours of night flying. Relatives, friends, and strangers came to the airport to mourn the dead. In addition to the investigation, work is progressing on identifying the victims. Less than 20 have been identified so far. The families of each of the passengers will get the equivalent of about $60,000 in compensation. The crash once again puts the spotlight on Russia's poor aviation record as the country prepares to host the Winter Olympics in the southern city of Sochi in February. Russian President Vladimir Putin has staked much political prestige on the event. Alan Booknia, TVB News.
The sale of tobacco products to people under 21 years old has been banned in New York City, the first American city to make such a move. The legislation was signed by Mayor Michael Bloomberg, reinforcing his legacy as New York's public health mayor. While the law bans the sale of cigarettes and other tobacco products to anyone under 21, it doesn't prohibit those over 18 from smoking. Reaction to the law was predictably mixed. But the most oft-repeated sentiment expressed was that young people who want to smoke will continue to get their hands on cigarettes.
The Consumer Council says the quality of insurance products sold in Hong Kong may be at risk. The warning comes after Zurich Insurance announced it will stop providing customers with personalized service at the end of this year. Vicky Kong reports.
At the end of this year, Zurich Insurance Hong Kong will no longer provide one-on-one customer services. The company has already ended the contracts of 700 agents who were providing personalized customer service. The insurance industry expects the policy to affect 160,000 contracts with over 90,000 insurance buyers.
Right now, if there are insurance agents that are providing a personalized service to them, which they're enjoying a lot by calling just one number or contacting one person, they can get all things sorted.
But now Wong says customers will have to take their concerns to a hotline. Wong says that may decrease the quality and the speed of getting response from staff.
The insurance companies have to substantially uplift the customer service center in terms of number of staff, their capability, will train them to ensure that when the clients call in, they can answer to their questions thoroughly.
The council advises customers who have already bought insurance to seek clarification from the company regarding this new policy. If any degradation in service quality is found, consumers can also file complaints to the Federation of Insurance, the Office of Insurance Commission, or the Consumer Council itself. Vicky Kong, TVB News.
TVB announced today that it will donate $3.1 million to 7 local charities. This after the TV station's anniversary gala last night achieved satisfactory audience ratings. The station said the top minute rating recorded during last evening's show was 31 TVRs. Taking into account the ongoing new free-to-air TV license controversy, TVB says it is happy with that result. It also added the audience figures will increase if the number of viewers on web and mobile platforms was also taken into account. With the pleasing result, the station says it will honor its earlier pledge to donate $3.1 million to local charities, including Caritas Hong Kong, the Community Chest, and Po-Lung Cook. Now, Chris, what do you have for us in sports today?
Well, we're getting close to being in the ring. Anyway, big red carpet welcome for boxer Manny Pacquiao in Macau last night. Fans packed the lobby of the Venetian Hotel. They chanted his name and snapped pictures of their hero. Pacquiao has dedicated the fight to the families affected by Typhoon Haiyan in the Philippines. He takes on Mexican-American Brandon Rios in a welterweight bout on Sunday. Pac-Man is coming off 2 straight losses, and the 34-year-old said he's eager to prove he's still among the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world.
I'm excited because I haven't fought since last year, and I feel like I'm excited, hungry to fight back again and to prove that I can still fight.
Pacquiao's opponent Brandon Rios also received a warm welcome from fans. Rios is a former lightweight champion with a record of 31 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw. And earlier today, there was an altercation in the gym between the two camps. Pacquiao's trainer, Freddie Roach, was kicked in the chest but wasn't injured. The two boxers were not involved in the scuffle. Portugal completed a 4-2 aggregate victory over Sweden to advance to next year's World Cup. In last night's second leg match in Stockholm, Cristiano Ronaldo scored a hat-trick as the Portuguese beat the Swedes 3-2. Jameson Wong has highlights.
He may not win the Ballon d'Or, but he is the best player in the world right now. In addition to what he's doing for Real Madrid in Spain, Cristiano Ronaldo's hat-trick booked Portugal's place in Brazil next year. And his 47 goals for country tied him with Pauleta for tops on the Portuguese scoring chart. This is a beautiful day for me personally and for my country. I scored 3 goals, equaling Pauleta's performance. This makes me happy. We must enjoy this moment. Even his rivals were singing his praises.
Well, what is there to say? Just watch the game and it says everything. Of course, I mean, everybody wants to play the World Cup, no doubts. But at the same time, I'm realistic in saying Portugal is a better team than Sweden, absolutely.
Meanwhile, France beat Ukraine 3-0, overturning an 0-2 first-leg deficit. They avoided the embarrassment of becoming the first French side to miss out on the World Cup since 1994. Jameson Wong, TVB News.
American banking giant J.P. Morgan Chase has agreed to pay a whopping $13 billion after admitting it misled investors prior to the 2008 financial crisis. The landmark settlement with the U.S. Justice Department was announced in New York by the state attorney general. It is the largest settlement ever between the U.S. government and a corporation. J.P. Morgan Chase admitted it misrepresented the quality of risky mortgage-backed securities back in 2006 and 2007 as the American housing market was collapsing. That triggered the financial crisis, which pushed the U.S. into its worst recession since the 1930s. The agreement includes a $4 billion settlement J.P. Morgan made with the U.S. Federal Housing Finance Agency last month. And rival automakers in Japan have teamed up to make a model of a pine tree that survived the fury of the tsunami 2 years ago. The metallic tree was unveiled as a symbol of hope and unity for the country, which suffered massive devastation from the tsunami. 14 car manufacturers contributed to the work of art. The sculpture features thousands of steel pine needles and bark pieces, each individually welded together. The tree buds were made from scrap metal taken from cars wrecked by the tsunami. The real pine tree in Japan somehow withstood the tsunami, when more than 60,000 other trees in the area were swept away. And that is our news for tonight. Thanks for watching.
Good night.
Hello everyone, it was mainly cloudy with 1 or 2 rain patches today. At 5 p.m, the northeast monsoon persisted over southern China. Meanwhile, a broad band of clouds was covering Guangdong. Today's temperatures ranged from 19.3 to 21.4 degrees, and the relative humidity was between 65 and 78%. The current temperature is 20 degrees Celsius. A trace amount of rainfall has been recorded since midnight. So Freddie, how's the weather tomorrow? Mainly cloudy tonight. Tomorrow we will have 1 or 2 light rain patches at first. Temperatures will range from 19 to 22 degrees. Tomorrow's API is forecast at 50 to 95 and the pollution level range from medium to high. The maximum UV index forecast for tomorrow will be about 3. Now, here's the latest global weather update. Cloudy in Shanghai and Xiamen. Cloudy in Guangzhou, Macau and Chengdu. Sunny in Beijing, Seoul and Tokyo. Rain in Bangkok and Ho Chi Minh City. Thunderstorms in Kuala Lumpur and Singapore. Sunny in New Delhi, Karachi and Mumbai. Sunny intervals in Cairo, showers in Nairobi. Showers in Sydney and Melbourne. Sunny in Toronto and New York. Sunny in Vancouver, showers in San Francisco and Los Angeles. Showers in London, Paris and Frankfurt, sunny intervals in Amsterdam. And that's the weather. Have a great evening.